Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you easy ways to remember your shortcuts in Excel. I see a lot of videos show people how to do stuff in Excel using shortcuts, but sometimes it gets too much. Like, how many shortcuts do you want to learn or cram over time? It gets too much, so today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite tricks to remembering shortcuts. I know a lot of people can say, but we can just use AI. Yes, it's good to use AI, but sometimes you're working with time, you want to work with speed. To make this easier for you so we can work together side by side, I've created a data set that I will be working with in this tutorial, and you can download it using the link in the description so we can work side by side. I hope this tutorial makes your work week more productive or just your day more productive. Okay, let's get into it. The first thing you want to know is know where to find certain things. Like, don't jump into shortcuts. First, you want to know where to go when you need to do certain things. For example, if I want to adjust my text, my font, the cells, I know I need to stay on this home tab. If I want to do something like data cleaning, data validation, I know I'm coming to this data tab. If I want to do something like printing, rearranging my page, I know I have to go to page layout. So it's important for you to know where to go in to find things. And it takes time, it takes consistent practice. But once you figure that out, you just solved a lot of problem. Because, for example, if the way shortcuts works in Excel is, and that's why I said you don't need to learn so much. If you know 10 shortcuts, you can figure out the rest. So if I want to do anything on home, for example, I know the shortcut is Alt H. Once I click on Alt H, the beauty of Excel is it shows me all the letters needed for shortcuts to perform certain functions in Excel. So I don't need to cram, oh, what is cut in Excel? Am I doing Control X or am I doing Alt HX? Like, I don't need to think of what is format painter, is it FP? I don't need to cram those things, and that's the beauty. So if I want to do anything under the home tab, the only thing I need to learn, the only shortcut I need to learn is Alt H. Same for insert. If I want to use anything under the insert tab, or if I want to do any shortcuts that will fall under the insert tab, I only need to know Alt N. Once I know Alt N, I know that Excel will recommend every other thing needed to complete my shortcuts. For view, I think it's Alt W, and those are the things you need to actually learn. So, for example, if I want to take off my grid lines, I don't need to know, oh, what's the last thing? It's VG. Excel already shows me. Do I want to hide the formula bar? Excel already shows me that, oh, it is VF. So I don't need to cram these things. So you need to know what is the shortcut for home, it's Alt H. For insert, it is Alt N. For page layout, it's more intuitive, it's Alt P. For formulas, it is Alt M. For data, it is Alt A. For developer, it's Alt L. For the help tab, it's Alt Y. But that's even long process. Once you know the basic ones like home, insert, page layout, formulas, data view, the next thing you should try to learn is Alt Q. Alt Q, because from there you can search for anything and everything you need in Excel. It is super easy. Honestly, I can end the tutorial here already because I feel like I just answered the bulk of the questions. So what I did is I asked AI to provide me some questions like that we can use in cleaning up this data set, just to give you an idea of how to use your shortcuts when you have a data set. This is a small data this is a very small data set, not the typical thing you find in the workplace, but the principles still remain the same. So we're going to be picking some of these questions, and you would find these questions in the downloadable file link I put in the description of this video. So just play around it. I didn't go through all the questions because it's like 100, but I'm just going to pick some out of it just for you to get an idea of how these things work. If there are mistakes with the question, blame it on AI. This is not the first question that ChatGPT recommended, but that's the first thing I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off grid lines. I hate seeing grid lines so much. It gives me the ick. So let's use the shortcut use it. And I know that if I want to adjust something on my like my page outlook, I either go to view or page layout. So now I told you, you just need to memorize one formula. So how do I go to my page layout tab or my view tab using shortcuts? It is Alt P or Alt W. Now that I clicked Alt P, I can see grid lines somewhere under help, like somewhere it's still on the page layout tab, but I can see grid lines there. I know that to turn it off, I just need to click VG. I didn't know it was VG, but because Excel is recommending it for me, so I'm just going to click VG. And that's it. My grid lines are gone. Whew. I can breathe. Another thing I don't want is I don't want these page breaks. I don't like seeing them. So I'm already on this page layout. So I'm just going to do Alt P again. Once I do Alt P, I didn't know what I was supposed to press for the page breaks, but I can see under breaks that this is B. So I'm just going to click B. And it says to insert page break I, to remove page break R, reset all page breaks A. What do I want? I want to remove page breaks. So I'm just going to click on R. So that's not working. So I know I have to go to file to adjust the page break setting. And to go to file, honestly, I don't know the shortcut, but I said it's a bit intuitive. So I'm just going to try Alt F, Alt F. Once I click on Alt F, it brings me to file. I know I want to go to options. So now that I'm here, I just click on advanced. Then I go to display, show page breaks. I turn it off. Okay. Yeah, and they're gone. And they're gone. Okay, so now that that is done, we can go to, we can start working with the questions that ChatGPT recommended. So the first question is auto fit the name column. Auto fit the name column. This is the name. So auto fit a column, that is to adjust a column. I know that something has to happen on that thing has to happen on the home page, and that's why I say you need to know where certain things are. So once I know that what I'm doing is going to happen on the home page, auto fitting a column means I want to format the column. So I just go to Alt H. What is my format? It's showing O. So I click on O. Auto fit my column width is I. So I just click on I. My name column is automatically fitted already. The next question is auto fit all columns. So what do I do? I want to do that, but I notice that these texts are wrapped. So first off, I want to unwrap this text, like the text for my headings. So I just need to highlight this, and I can see my wrap text, but I want to use shortcut. I can see that it's clearly on the home tab. So I just need, and I know that the shortcut for my home tab is Alt H. So I just do my Alt H. Wrap text is W, so I just do W and I just unwrapped my text. This is so beautiful to work with. So now I'm just going to highlight the remaining part of this table, and now we can auto fit. We know to auto fit we're formatting ourselves, so we're just going to do Alt H. Formatting is O. Auto fit column width is I. Yay! And we just auto fit our column width. So good. Now let's go to another tab. Like let's go to one of these other tabs and try to do something with. I'm just going to convert this into a table. You can use the Alt function as well, but I'm just going to use Control T since I know a faster way to do this. Now, I want to format my table. I just need to do Alt. Once I click on Alt, you see Excel is showing that there's a new tab here and it is JT to work with that tab for my table design. So I just click on JT. I didn't even have to memorize that. I want to turn off the filter button, so I just need to click on B and the filter button is off. There are different methods, there are different ways to do this, but I'm just showing you how you don't have to cram shortcuts because Excel has made it so easy for you. Now, I want to insert. What is the shortcut? I know that if I want to insert something, it has to be under the insert tab, and I already know my shortcut for insert is Alt N. Perfect. So now under Alt N, I can see charts. I can see charts, recommended charts or actual charts. Actual charts is C1 or recommended chart is R. So I'm just going to do R. Then I can see all the recommended charts and I could just pick whatever. Okay. And this is it. And this is it. Now we have our chart. Let me see another question. So now let's try to see the formula tab and how it works. Assuming we want to insert a function, although it's easier to just type it like XLOOKUP. But if you want to use the formula tab, for example, intuitively, I would probably think it's Alt F, or I'll just try any of the letters until I get used to it. But I know it's Alt M, so we'll just go with Alt M. Now you can see all the suggestions. Lookup and reference. We're looking up stuff, so we already know lookup and reference would be O. X lookup, you just need to scroll down, and that's your X lookup. Then you can fill in all these details, or you can just use the easy X lookup. This in this array. And give me back this. Yeah, this, and to replicate the same, I just need to do Control D. So you can try all the questions that ChatGPT recommended we try using the shortcut formulas, and we can talk about it if you get stuck anywhere. And that's how you can know lots of and lots of shortcuts without having to cram them. You just need to, and if you're not sure of what it is, for example, you need something, you're not sure if it's under data, just try Alt H. Oh, it's not on Alt H. Oh, let me try Alt P. It's not on Alt P. But once you figure out where it's coming from, the tab it's coming from, then you figure out the rest of the thing. If you watched till the end, oh my god, I am so proud of you. I hope you found this useful in your day-to-day work. Please don't forget to subscribe to this page and tell your friends about this really cool page where you get to learn Excel. Do have a nice day, do have a nice week, and I will see you next time.